Good morning, and joining us, a star of the Brady Bunch, Eve Plumb herself. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Glad to have you with us. You've got a new book out called Happiness Included, Jan Brady and Beyond. But first off, all of these years later, still connecting with a character that you played in your childhood. I mean, how great is that, I guess humanity, internationally, people have embraced the character that you portrayed all these years.
It is. It's amazing that the show is still sort of on the air and people are still getting to enjoy it.
It's quite a tribute to what that show did and Sherwood and those guys when they put together the concept of a blended family show and how that wasn't something that was on TV then and how it still relates today because households all around the world are being blended. Do you think you were a part of sort of not only making that a societal norm, but maybe giving people a reference point to maybe better adjust with brand new siblings?
Well, so that sounds like a nice assessment. But it was also based on a couple of movies. There was Yours, Mine, and Ours, and with Six you get something, you get egg roll. So it was sort of a theme also during the 60s of look at these big families. Also, divorce was becoming more accepted during the time. So there were a lot of things at play that made it interesting for the times.
You have this new book out. What are sort of some of the things that you tell the story of in the book, Jan Brady and Beyond, in regards to happiness?
Well, I talk about the fact that I worked for about 4 years before I did Brady Bunch. I had done lots of toy commercials and episodes of TV shows and a couple of pilots. And that was a really fun time. I have a lot of pictures in the book that my dad took. He was a photographer, and he and my mom and I traveled. He was in the music industry, so we would travel to New York and San Francisco and Las Vegas. So I was a precocious kid, so that was why I was good at acting, because I could read, I could make a joke, So that was part of what I wanted to talk about. It was pre-Brady, and of course everything Brady and after as well. So yeah,
the Jan character was sort of the middle child syndrome. Were you, in relation to any siblings that you have, was that character easy to relate to, or was it difficult to relate to because a lot of the things just didn't make sense in regards to the family structure you had off stage?
Well, I was the youngest child, but also understood that we were, I'm going to say play acting, because that's probably how you would think of it as a kid. So you do the show. You act your part. You act your character. And she was still a kid. It wasn't. They were actually sort of putting storylines in of what child's lives would be or what was going in our lives. So it was a fairly easy transition.
You've made an impact in regards to sort of the empire that is the Brady Bunch. Not only, obviously, the original series still going strong in syndication. There were, of course, variety shows, made-for-TV movies, and then sort of the comedy movies that came later that had cameo appearances. The longevity of just this show is got to be incredible to you, thinking of all the other shows that were on TV at the time that have just gone away. How much do you and the remaining cast members talk about your experiences together and what this has turned into for your entire lives?
Well, I think that we just sort of accept it when we see each other, and we're pretty much just regular folks talking about our lives and what's up with you, how's your dog, stuff like that, rather than, aren't we just the most amazing thing that we lasted this long? We accept it, we acknowledge it, we embrace it, but,
It's got to be a lot of fun to talk about some of the other projects you've done over the years, how this led to appearances in other shows and sort of mainstream acting roles clear through the 2000s. What's been one of your favorite post-Brady appearances or projects you've worked on?
Let's see. There's so many. No, I really loved doing Little Women because I love history and I love period pieces. So getting to play dress up in the 1860s was a lot of fun. So much of acting is tied to costuming, as I'm sure many actors will tell you. And I'd always wanted to, wear those big dresses, which of course are really cumbersome. So it was fun. And plus being able to portray an iconic character from literature. I played Beth, and then there was a series that they did, which I wish had gone on longer. Of course, Beth died in Little Women, so they brought me back as Lissa, the southern cousin who looks remarkably like Beth. But she was so much fun because she was a bad girl. She's like had scammed some guy in real estate, and she shows up with some silver bowl that she has managed to drag with her someplace. And she comes in and she pulls out this big silver bowl and says, "My mother always said, arrive bearing gifts, Lissa, and assure you're welcome." So that was really a fun part to do.
Great to be on the boards and, of course, performing on stage. Your new book is out now, Happiness Included, Jan Brady and Beyond. Plus, you've been meddling a bit with some painting, and you're having fun with that. And, of course, the very Brady renovation, putting that house together that was just used for exteriors and piecing all that together. Exactly. That's a lot of stuff on your plate.
No, it's gone over time, and it's great to be busy. I would rather be getting to do all of these things than not.
And finally, one last thing: your new book, Happiness Included, Jan Brady and Beyond. If there is one thing that you think Jan Brady should be known for spreading good to the world, what do you think is the Jan Brady bit of wisdom that, as a kid, it needs to be shouted from the rooftops? So what's the one Jan Bradyism you think is the most important thing in the world?
You're trying to turn me into some preaching philosopher. But I would say that Jan always, she kept trying. She got knocked down, she got back up again.
Always endeavoring to persevere. Eve Plumb, yes. Thank you so much for joining us. How can folks find out about your new book?
It's at Amazon. It's at your bookseller. It's at Barnes & Noble. Go to those places. It's the publisher is Kensington. And you can find out more about me and things at plumbgoods.tv.
Eve Plumb, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.